I don't know. After hearing him calm and talking about the Tether story, it's probable.
Please go down to the county attorney's office. I think you'll find a lot of humans down there.
All right.
No disrespect.
Stop driving.
I'm flirting with the judge in front of my dad.
Probation. What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Happy Monday. I know it's Monday after a long holiday weekend, but in order to enjoy our Fridays, we got to endure the Mondays, right? We made it. Monday's over. Hey, everyone in chat. See Jonathan, Charlene, Robert, each and everything. Patrick, thank you guys for coming. Before I get started, I do want to thank a few people. Let's see who we got. We have Venus and Mimi from Cash App. Venus, I'm really sorry that I didn't shout you out last night. For whatever reason, I didn't look at my Cash App before I made my list last night. That's my mistake. That was very generous of you. Thank you so much. Mimi, as always, thank you. You're incredible. And then Carla? Oh, no. This is what I get for... I did it last night, too. Trying to memorize the names. Carla. Yeah, I was right. Carla. Thank you so much for the PayPal. I very much appreciate it. And I appreciate your kind words. All right. Bob, Leanne. Hello. Mary. Hello. Chris. Hi. All right. So, got a random collection of court clips tonight. Kind of want to start a game. I'm going to start a thing tonight. See how it works out. It may work out, it may not. But I've got a couple in-person hearings in front of Judge Washington, and I want to play a little game. Are they going to jail or not? So I've got 2 in-person hearings in front of Judge Washington. I'm going to pause them halfway through, and I'm going to ask random. I know, right? Each and everything random. I'm going to ask you guys if you think they're going to jail. So people in the comments or in the chat, people in the live chat, let me know if you think they're going to jail. People in the comments, when I pause it, drop it in the comment. Let me know what you think, if they're going to jail or not. We're going to start playing a game. I think that's fun. All right. Who wants to watch some court? Let's go. Before I hit the play button, you already know what to do. Do your jump kick backflips. Hit the like and subscribe button. And my link tree is in the description. If you'd like to donate, please and thank you. I very much appreciate it. I do put in a lot of time on these videos, and right now I don't have a job, so this is what I do while I'm interviewing. So, very much appreciated. Let's go. Hi, Mimi. Mo in the hole. I think I got everybody. I think I said hi to everybody. All right, let's watch them court.
Paul Barnett, Township.
Let me know if you can hear me okay. Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of Lisa Bevins. Let me take it off. No, you're fine.
Oh, is she fine? Can you say your name again?
Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of Lisa Bevins.
Thank you. Ms. Bevins, please state your name.
Lisa Bevins.
Thank you. All right, you were arraigned on the bond violation at the last hearing, and you requested a bond violation hearing. And I also indicated that you needed to test and a bench warrant would issue if you were positive. That was on November 6th. Since that time, you missed the November 6th test, and it doesn't look like you tested until November 13th when you were negative. So you didn't show up. See, I didn't order you within 24 hours. You were positive for THC on November 21st. The original positives were on October 10th, October 19th, and October 27th. That was the original bond violation. So with respect to the bond violations, what does your client wish to do?
She's gonna admit to the violation with an explanation, Your Honor.
Thank you. Please stand and raise your right hand, ma'am. Do you swear or affirm the testimony about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. You may lower your hand.
I added it to the description, Leanne.
Is it true, ma'am, that you tested positive for THC and cocaine on October 10th, October 19th, and October 27th?
Yeah, I tested. That was that was the beginning of me to getting in trouble. The THC I smoked way prior to ever getting in trouble at all. Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
All right, thank you. I find that there's a knowing and willing admission to the violation. Are you satisfied, Mr. Barnett?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Ma'am, what were you saying about the fact that it was beginning of when you got in trouble? So you tested positive October 10th, October 19th, and October 27th. Cocaine only stays in your system 2 days.
If I may, Your Honor, or did you want to hear it from her?
Go ahead, Ms. White.
Okay. As to the cocaine, Ms. Bevins states, and I think a video was also sent to Megan Wild, that she believes that was due to the Red Bull she was drinking at work.
I remember this now.
Okay, so she did.
That's not a good thing.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. We were looking into the video. We were looking into her explanation. We did see the video, which does explain that Red Bull can test positive for cocaine. We haven't found any other research, but the video does show that. She has since stopped drinking the Red Bull, and since then the tests have been negative for cocaine. And as to the as to the missed test, I do have a letter that she was in the hospital on the 6th of November from Trinity Health that I can give the court to see.
Can you read the letter so that Mr. Barnett can be privy to it as well?
I'm sorry. Lisa Bevins Morris was seen and treated in our emergency department on 11/6/2023. She may return to work on 11/7/2023.
Thank you. Mr. Barnett?
Your Honor, in terms of any sanction, I would leave that to you. I guess it's good that she hasn't continued to test positive for cocaine. I'm not buying the Red Bull version of events personally, but I'll leave any sanction in your discretion.
Thank you.
All right. I told you I'd pause it. We've heard from the defense. We heard from the prosecutor. Is she going to jail? I'm on the whole. I'm not starting a new channel. I'm just keeping with this one. So she has missed tests. She has positive tests for cocaine. Her story is she was drinking Red Bull. That's why she has positive tests. She was ordered to show up in person. So let me hear it. Live chat saying jail. What do you guys think in the comments if you're watching this on the replay crew? Let me know. I want to tell you what I think, but I already know the answer, so I can't.
All right. I too have a hard time accepting
Red Bull
that
doesn't
Red
do
Bull
that.
makes one test positive for THC. For cocaine. We have a whole lot of people.
Does give you wings.
Testing positive for cocaine. If that's the case. However, the fact of the matter is she hasn't had a positive test since October the 27th. So I would advise you not to continue using Red Bull just in case that is the case, and do not test positive for cocaine again. All right. As to the pretrial, where are we?
We would like to set that matter for a bench trial.
Your Honor, the
Yeah,
township
yeah.
would also wait. Sorry.
Thank you. Ma'am, you have a right to have a trial by a jury, at which time 6 people would sit right there, kind of where your sister's sitting, to make a determination as to whether or not you committed this particular offense. If you choose to, you can waive that right and have what's called a non-jury trial. A non-jury trial is a trial by the judge. I'm the judge of this court, so I'd be making the decision. Is that what you're choosing to do today, ma'am?
Yes. I'm sorry, this is new to me.
That's okay, I
I've never been in
understand.
trouble before, ever.
Are you sure that that's what you want to do?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Non-jury trial in this case will be scheduled for January the 9th, 2024. And that's at 2 p.m. in person right here in the same place, okay, ma'am? Your bond is continued. You need to test like you're supposed to and don't test positive, okay?
Oh, I won't, I promise.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Yep, no jail. She's tested clean since October. She has 2 months clean. She got her act together. Hey, Phil. How are you doing, Phil? She got her act together. That's all I can. That's all I can say. Why she didn't get in jail. That story's crazy. I drank Red Bull, so I tested positive for cocaine. That's not a thing. And they called her out on that. But 2 months ago, I guess this was her hearing to. Yeah, her formal hearing for her. I don't know. But no jail for the first one. So whoever said no jail, you were right. I would have said jail. All right, this next one, a little bit longer and a lot more fun. Let's go.
00510.
Originally different for the people.
Good morning. Mark Lakin, P41147 on behalf of Mr. Stewart.
All right, thank you. Please state your name, sir.
Dominic Stewart.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Lakin, we received a substitution of attorney for you in this matter. Just so that you are familiar with what happened in this case, he was arraigned on, this is probably the 5th violation of probation. He was arraigned on that back on November the 13th, and he requested a hearing in this matter. It was set for in person today. Where are you with this matter, sir?
Are we ready for a hearing now?
Ms. McDuffie, are you ready to hold the hearing?
Your Honor, in this matter, I believe that the latest violation just has to do with his behavior with the personnel associated with MRT and the other programming. I was not informed that there was going to be a request for a hearing today, so I did not ask anyone to appear in terms of testifying as to if he's challenging whether or not what those statements that he made are accurate and came from him. Then I suppose I would need to have somebody here, but I wasn't informed that there was a desire to hold a hearing today.
All right, so he was.
I don't think that there is an issue with any of the facts that are stated in this. We have a report to probation. We see what the allegations are.
Yes, the allegations are that he was discharged from MRT program due to poor behavior and violation of complete the moral recognition therapy condition of his probation, which we've gone over with him about 6 times now.
And we'll agree.
Then he also sent an email to her, accusing her of lying on him, saying, "What the hell do you mean I'm not complying? I'm probably gonna go to jail because you and your people refuse to just let me go to step 2 and complete this useless MRT."
Yeah. So he'll admit to all those, that he said those things.
And you've gone over the recommendation with him.
Well, the recommendation, I didn't even see a recommendation except,
It's right there on the back, right before the name of the person who submitted.
right, we don't agree with the recommendation.
All right, my question was, have you gone over the recommendation with them?
Yes.
All right, thank you, because I intend to follow that.
Well, I appreciate that. But I'd like to allocate for him.
Of course, you get to do that. I just want everybody to be clear about that.
Yes.
This is. Let's see, he got put on probation on December the 16th of 2021.
Was there a pre-sentence report?
back then?
Yes,
Yes.
okay, I haven't read the pre-sentence
Right,
report.
that's why I'm trying to bring you up to speed before we get here, so you
Yes.
can be clear on where I am, okay?
Yes,
And anyone else in the courtroom. And when I put him on probation in 2021, then he got an immediate warrant after that on, well, first of all, the warrant came in and then was not entered. That was for February the 14th of 2022. Then he got another warrant on August the 10th. Then he got arraigned on that warrant and placed on GPS tether. Then he came back again, appeared on another violation on September the 22nd. He had, at that point, threatened the VA. Then he came back again, appeared on a violation because he refused to take his shots. Then he came back again, appeared on another violation. He was reinstated, given another opportunity, and he was told to have no harassing or stalking behavior towards Kim Patterson, no going to the VPA, no going into the exclusion zones. He was compliant for a while, which I was very happy about, starting around the beginning of this year, January 17th. No, the end of November to June, when then he got another violation in July, pled to another violation in July. Then he got remanded for him to do his medications that time. Then he came back again, appeared for sentencing, got 7 days in jail. That was in August. Then he went back on probation. I've given him multiple opportunities. In October the 2nd, he came back and pled to another violation. And at that time, that was for MRT again, at which time he was told that he had to complete this MRT or he was going to do the jail time. Now we're back here again. So that is where we are.
All right. What do we think? I see everyone's already saying jail. I mean, the Red Bull story, that worked. It didn't work, but she got off. You guys are all thinking jail in this one? I see jail. What does everyone else think? Jail. Got like 4 or 5 for jail. Jail. All right. Everyone's saying jail. At least last time I had a few non-jail. This is all jail. I'm waiting for Debbie Baker's response because she said not jail last time and she was right. There were 2 or 3 that said not jail. And I want to see the people that said not jail. I want to see. He's already in the outfit. Tim, that's funny. All right. I say we let him go, Scotty. All right.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I have been retained on this case and I have consulted with numerous people regarding this case. And the reason I asked him pre-sentence report is I wanted to see what they addressed regarding his mental health.
We've been addressing his mental health from the very start of this
right,
process.
and I'm very want to allocate that I'm cautious to lock anyone up that has such an extreme mental condition as my client. His mother's here in court.
I understand that. People who have mental health conditions, they're given opportunities to get their treatment and do what they're supposed to do, just like anybody else.
But this most recent violation that we're talking about is a violation where he got into disagreement, so to speak, with the program of whether he had to admit at step 1 that certain things that he is not ready to admit or feels that he didn't.
Okay.
And so,
all right, before we get to your allocution, which it sounds like you're doing right now,
yeah.
What does your client want to do? Does he want to take responsibility for the violation?
Yes.
All right, please raise your right hand and be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you.
Look at McDuffie's
Sir,
face.
is it true that you were discharged from MRT again?
Yes, it's true. I was discharged from MRT again.
All right, I find that there's a knowing and willing admission to the violation. Are you satisfied, Ms. McDuffie?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Do you want to see the report?
No, I'm fine.
You may proceed.
I will tell you that I just don't feel like he's a candidate for a program that has these rules. Has real difficulty with just a minimum. I'll say that he has extreme PTSD and he is not understanding many of the things that are going on here. I even asked him, he printed out his diagnosis and I asked him to bring it. It's pretty simple. He did print it out. He did get it, but then he didn't bring it today. I mean, it's very difficult for him to follow simple instructions, and he has a real issue remembering things and seeing things. And I don't think he means to necessarily be disrespectful. So anyone would see that anyone who would send an email that says the things he said sounds very disrespectful to the people that run the program. But he can't help himself, which is basically the definition of frankly, incompetency. I don't think he's competent in any way whatsoever. But to put him in this program where he can't even communicate properly at step.
So are you suggesting that he can't follow the rules of society?
I'm suggesting that he can follow the rules of society, and that's why we didn't lock him up to begin with.
That's not why we didn't lock him up to begin with.
Yes, he can follow the rules of society. I mean, he's an honorably discharged Iraqi veteran that suffered.
I'm familiar with that.
Yes, you know how bad it is, and it's just when I talk to him, he means no disrespect to anyone, especially the court and this program. He just has a problem understanding. He's not going to go out there and do this again. That's not the issue. The issue is what he did, and I have the original reports of what he did. Now,
the original reports of what he did are extreme in and of themselves.
I understand, and I talked to him about that. That he understands. That he tells me he won't ever do again. He understands that conduct is bad. What he doesn't understand at step one is, he tells me, is that they want him to say certain things he's just not comfortable saying. And he would have no trouble, he claims, completing the program, but they want him to admit certain things and
admit that what he did was wrong.
Right.
And he's not willing to do that.
Right.
Yes.
That's true. And I don't think he will ever, he would he would be lying if he
would be lying to say that what he did was wrong.
Yes, he would be lying to say it because that's not what he believes.
Okay.
Now, are we going to lock him up for that?
Yes, we are.
I understand, but let me just finish. He has an extreme mental health situation. Obviously, he could say and do the things that he would want right now. He could have always done that, but he's just not in the mental condition to do that. He's not trying to impress Your Honor at this point in time, because obviously
he has not tried to do that at any point.
I understand. But what I'm saying to Your Honor is, we can't blame this man for his conduct since he's been put on probation. We just can't. We can do our best to try to understand it, but he is far off. He's not normal. And this is caused by his service to our country. It's caused by that. He honorably served this country, and he has a mental health condition that now is causing him to do things to
post pictures, nude pictures of people, and to have the actual, I'm sorry, what?
You talking about old stuff.
This is not old stuff, ma'am.
Yeah.
Please don't.
I don't say something else. I won't say nothing else.
All right.
That is exactly what he's here in court for, on probation for.
The videos and pictures were consensual.
Hold on. And that's why I was asking. I don't know if you knew this is not that something that he filmed. Like many cases, he's filming or doing something that wasn't legal at the time.
It's not legal to post pictures of little girls at any time.
I haven't posted any pictures of little girls.
I was told that this had to do with his ex-wife.
This one is his ex-wife. The other one that came from 14A2 was the little girl.
All right. Well, that I have. Hold on. All right. Well, that is my elocution in a nutshell. And if I was the judge sitting there, I would say this person, under normal circumstances, the person that we see this report, this violation, deserves to be locked up, except that you see it, he doesn't get it. And in locking him up for 93 days for the recommendation, he's not going to do one thing to change that. It's just going to punish him. He's not going to come out saying, well, I've learned my lesson. He's not going to get this at this particular point in time. This is not going to sink in at this point in time. He's not in a condition. I wish we could have subpoenaed his doctors to let you know how bad it is. It's worse than this. He's actually doing not so bad in real life. He's not committing any other crimes. Nothing else since this incident. It's just an inability to follow the requirements of a probationary period, which frankly is very predictable that he would not be able to do that. I would have not argued for it at the beginning. I would have said he was not a great person for the program. That's what we have to say. It's not an excuse. It's just the truth.
All right. Thank you. Ms. McDuffie?
I understand that counsel just got appointed to the case and therefore is probably not as familiar as this court is with Mr. Stewart and his history and his behavior. I myself have only been here since the greater part of this year, and Mr. Stewart has obviously been here longer than that. However, Mr. Stewart, how can counsel assure us that he will never do this again? He will never behave like that again if the rationale is that he doesn't have the self-control to not do those things to begin with. Mr. Stewart is, I'm sorry, you talking?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. We apologize. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Stewart, as I think the court has already mentioned, has been here time and time again. We're aware that he has some significant mental health issues. We're aware that he's a veteran, has PTSD and other challenges, that he's medicated for those things. Part of his violations, as the court mentioned, were not adhering to that regimen. But if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Stewart has displayed this type of behavior even when he is compliant. There's a history of him. He just had an outburst today that was very disrespectful a few seconds ago before the court about the nature of the original
That
charges.
wasn't him.
He was ordered to
That was
get
not
back.
him.
Oh, that wasn't him?
Oh, that was his mother.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. That's another layer. When he mentioned that when he was ordered to remain compliant, so my apologies, I do not want to attribute that particular issue to him. But when he was ordered to get back compliant with his medications, I remember I have notes here in my notes that he started coming at Your Honor angrily and said, "Are you going to be the one to pick him up?" Before he was asked to stop speaking. Now, at that point, yes, he wasn't on his meds. This court has displayed a pretty keen ability to determine when somebody is acting out due to an issue related to that, and it just rolls off the court's back as it did that time. The court has mentioned the history of, I think, angry interactions with the court outside of that, before and after that. Here's the thing. He's displayed this behavior this entire time. Multiple things can be true at the same time. I am not downplaying or doubting that he has some serious issues, that he doesn't have 100% control over his actions. But I don't believe that means that we can't blame him for any of his conduct since he's been put on probation. Because in this latest email, he indicated a very clear ability to discern what he was supposed to do, the consequences for his actions, and then shifting the blame onto the people he was insulting and calling assholes, that he was now going to go to jail because they were reporting, as they should, his noncompliance to this court. It's ironic because had he not done that, he's still not compliant, but he's the person who put himself in jeopardy of going to jail by exactly what he did. So to have that level of insight into what you knew you were supposed to do and the consequences for it, attempting to avoid it and putting on somebody else, that's not somebody who has no idea what's going on. It's somebody who doesn't want to be held accountable for what's going on. Again, I'm not downplaying the overall situation affecting him, but I think the bottom line here is that he does have control over his behavior. He is in the community, and he does have a very basic sense of right and wrong. A competency was evaluated earlier in this case, and apparently he was deemed competent to stand trial, and here we are. So I appreciate counsel representing that these are not excuses. They're also not a pass for his behavior. Now, the court has been willing to accommodate plenty of people who have had particular difficulties with particular programs. And if something's not working out, I have seen this court time and time again recommend an alternative, recommend alternate ways. There are people who can't even report online. They've been allowed to call in. We can accommodate people. Actually, the court, it's not even me. The court and probation can make accommodations when they're needed and when they're appropriate and necessary. Calling the personnel that runs the programs that he's repeatedly not complied with assholes, that's not an accommodation. That's willful, knowing, informed behavioral choices. The other layer of irony being that it's about the program with the goal of changing his behavior to begin with. So I appreciate that counsel has a job to do, but I can't personally accept the explanation that he not only doesn't understand what he's doing, but then can go and make a promise that he won't do it again. If he doesn't understand it, he can't promise to not do it again. But I believe he does understand. That's all from me.
Someone said that earlier and I highlighted it. That's what I remember from McDuffie's speech when I got this earlier is if he doesn't understand what he's doing, how can he promise not to do it again? Somebody said that and they nailed it. But my favorite line of hers that she said in that speech was, doesn't give him an excuse to do it. Doesn't. I've said that for just about everything. You could have PTSD, doesn't give you an excuse to be an asshole, doesn't give you an excuse to break the law. I understand that PTSD is a serious thing. I also understand that it's overused. Doesn't give you an excuse to be an asshole and break the law. McDuffie killed it, as always.
Your Honor, he's not even in charge of his own funds. Okay, he can't even spend money. They don't even give him that much responsibility. You can't get through a day without complete help from his family. Miss McDuffie, is that? I don't, and I appreciate Miss McDuffie's comments, and I know it's difficult. You just want people. She's just trying to do her job. I really apologize that this is hindering her from just doing what she wants to do. That's just I hate having to do that, Miss McDuffie. I didn't know Mr. Stewart before his current mental health conditions, but I told at one time he's pretty competent enough to serve in the military and help our country. So I don't know what he was like, but I know he's having issues now. And that's my only comment. I feel terrible, just a bad situation. And I wish we could get him to comply, but in his own mind, he's being honest with the court.
This is, apparently your client left this in the vehicle.
Okay. All right, well, see, he doesn't remember. Your Honor, these are letters from the Department of Veterans Affairs, the confidential reports, which I don't mind turning over to the court.
We all miss your Peach, VK. We all miss her. I hope she's doing okay. I'm not going to apologize for pausing to say that.
Looks like he's got his problems list. His health summaries. May I present it to the court? You want to take a look?
The prosecutor will not have had an opportunity to see that. That's ex parte
All right.
communication.
Okay. Well, just. all we have.
Thank you. Mr. Stewart, is there something you would like to say, sir?
Yes, there is something I would like to say. There's a reason behind me saying I don't think I did anything wrong. When my ex-wife and I were first together, we were both consensually posting videos online about our adult times in bed. She posted first and then I posted. It wasn't until after we separated that she changed her mind. After that, the videos were deleted when I was notified that she didn't want them up. As far as MRT goes, the only thing that the violation would be me getting kicked out of the class for saying I didn't think the class would help me. I don't think that at that point was grounds to kick me out just because I said I didn't think the class would help me. I went through the step. I followed the step 1. I did the pyramid. I did the 10-question testimonial that they tell you to do in the step. And I got voted. They voted me. So it wasn't really my choice to get voted out. I just tried to comply with the program as much as I could.
Anything else?
No, thank you.
No.
This is
All right, last chance. Jail or no jail? It's your last time to vote. Jail or no jail? You got about 5 seconds until I hit the play button. So if you haven't voted already, jail or no jail?
one of the most extreme cases in enabling behavior that I think I've seen. He seems very clearly aware of what's going on and is making a conscious choice to decide that he's not going to follow the program. He's not going to admit that he did anything wrong because in his mind, he didn't do anything wrong. He stands before this court convicted of the same thing that he said he didn't do wrong. It is that same thing that has prevented him from moving on to step 2. He's choosing to say he didn't do anything wrong. He's been saying the same thing ever since his conviction, although he pled to it. That does not sound like the behavior of a person who actually is acting out of their mental illness, rather out of defiance. And the fact that he's been before this court at least 7 times on violations, including one in which he was threatening a VA worker. Now he's making comments to the MRT about their decision to discharge him from a program that he clearly is not going to comply with. And yet everyone sits here thinking that that's okay. Because he was in the military. Many people were in the military who get out and follow the rules of this state. He, on the other hand, thinks he gets a pass. That's not how this works. I've given him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 opportunities to get it right. He refuses. As such, your probation in this particular case is revoked. It is the sentence of this court that you serve 45 days in the Washtenaw County Jail, credit for the 22 that you served.
You said 45?
That's what I said.
About 21 days.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Here, where's your stuff?
Anything else you got on your business?
Yep. He got some jail time. I almost called her by the wrong name. Judge Washington. Yeah. She dropped a speech. McDuffie dropped a speech. The defense attorney actually did a decent job too. He just at the end of the day, you're on your seventh go around. They gave him more than enough chances. So if he has all the issues that he's claiming he has, I hope he gets help. But as McDuffie said, doesn't give you an excuse to be an asshole. All right, shifting courts now. Now we're going to Judge Stevens. I've got two kind of quick ones from Judge Stevens, and then we jump to Judge Middleton. All right. If you haven't done it already, please like the video. There's 291 people here. Amazing turnout. Thank you, each and every one of you, for stopping by. The like button, just right underneath the video. Just tap it a little bit. It'll change colors for you.
It's got us. You can't make this stuff up.
No, sir.
Are you appointed on this?
Yes, sir. I'm on the phone.
Okay. Hey, it's the trial. We can go to trial today. I mean, is that what you're gonna wear in front of the jury to
No, sir.
arrest them?
No, sir.
Well, why are you wearing it now?
Because boy, they ripped on the way here this morning. And I sat down the car.
They ripped on the way over
Yes, sir.
today.
So yes, sir.
How did that happen? I mean, how does that happen? I've been wearing pants my whole life. How did they rip on the way to court? I mean, what did you do?
I dropped something.
Were
in the
you,
car and I held
you
it
know,
down.
walking through the woods
No,
to
sir.
get here?
No, sir. Just little old jeans. I'm nailed down that rips.
Whatever. Okay. Langston, go ahead. What?
There's, I don't think he's, as far as presentation to the jury, I don't think it's appropriate dress for right now.
Well, but he's not gonna hold it up because, I mean, that's just the way he can explain it all day long, but you know, normal people are gonna think, hey, you're really, this is important. You're supposed to dress the part, but that's okay. I don't choose, you get to choose and then you work with it. That's your choice today. But I mean, otherwise you're ready.
I'll make it out. Yes, thank you. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I can make it out.
We may send y'all down there to direct court.
Okay.
Okay, Robert Eaglin. John,
Yeah, that was just a quick one. Guy has jury trial at 1. I looked, they didn't air it on YouTube, so I don't have the actual jury trial to see if he changed clothes. But I don't know, if you rewind it just about a minute, you will see that he has cut up jeans. His whole knee is open. Walking up to the judge. Like, you have jury trial at 1, and that was at like 10 a.m. their time, I think. Not a good look. Not a good look. All right. One more in Judge Stevens, then we jump to Judge Middleton.
Martinez. Okay, mother and dad were Martinez. Yes.
We are requesting a reduction in the bond.
His bond is, you were charged with the first degree felony of murder. And the bond is at $1 million right now. I believe. What state say? Is that what y'all are showing?
That's my understanding, yes.
Go ahead.
We'd ask that it be reduced down to a reasonable amount.
Go ahead. Give me one.
Um,
And what the reasonable amount is. And who set this bond? Another, looks like one of the magistrates.
One of the magistrates, I believe it was Judge Collins.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, we're asking that it be reduced down to $250,000. We believe that is more than sufficient to command his presence. You can put monitors and also the other recording. He does have ties to this community. At the time, though, he was arrested in San Antonio. He was going to a relative's house, is my understanding. He does not have criminal history, though I will represent to the court there may be a federal hold on him.
For what?
immigration.
All right. There we go.
But that doesn't.
That's the elephant in the
preclude
room.
state From,
I mean, is
For everyone that's asking what he's eating, he explained it in a stream a couple weeks ago. He snacks on gummy bears all day long. That's what he's eating. Gummy bears, which I'm completely jealous of because I'm all out of gummy bears. I love gummy bears.
is the defendant illegally or legally in the United States?
he's been here for
That's not the
20
question.
something years, Judge.
That-
He has a checking account. He has a,
Is the defendant illegally in the United
he has a
States
driver's license.
or illegal? And what's his status? Do you know? Or you're not gonna answer that? Or you
I
rather
don't
not?
believe that he's legal. He may have had a work permit that has expired.
Well, is there an immigration hold on the man that we know of? Jimmy?
That's my understanding, yes, sir. So the
Well,
state,
until that can get resolved, this court, a bond has served no purpose, right? If
Wow.
if the defendant is illegally in the country,
You're absolutely.
there's a federal hold or federal proceeding, and compounded with the fact that he's now charged with murder, a first-degree felony of murder here. This court doesn't feel like a bond is. I mean, I'm not going to change the bond, but the point is why is there a bond at all if he's illegally in this country?
No, it was said.
I know it was set. Why should it have been set? And maybe they didn't know what the status was, but if he's in this country illegally, and that's that seems like a bond is not, you're not eligible for a bond. Notwithstanding what's going on at the border, the rules are rules. So the court denies your request.
That's right.
And in fact, I'd like the state to tell me why there's a, if there should, I mean, he can post a bond and then what? Let's say he posts a bond, he's gone. Could be. I mean, is a bond eligible? Is he eligible for a bond? The magistrate may not have been in a position to know that and felt like he was eligible for a bond.
Well, on the state side, I believe he's eligible.
If you're in this country illegally?
yes, Your Honor. You're
And there's a federal hold on or
Well,
something?
that's a different entity, as the court is well aware, and that they go to a different beat of the drum.
Yeah, I know, but if the federal
He is
hold,
eligible for reasonable bond.
Judge, the state is comfortable with the bond staying where it's at.
okay, it shall be done that way. Your request for reduction is denied. Due to the reason the court states. Thank you. Jamil Petrie.
All right. Last guy. 2 hearings. Judge Middleton does not disappoint. This guy got picked up for warrants. Not only that, he had a landlord tenant case scheduled the same day. Did his landlord tenant case from jail. It's fun. Judge Middleton, it's not fun for that guy, but it's entertaining. If you haven't done it already, please like and subscribe. Jump kick backflips. My link tree's in the description. Please and thank you if you'd like to donate. Let's go.
Good morning, sir. Are you Thomas Andrew Lemunion?
Yes, sir.
I'm Judge Middleton. You have a bench warrant in this case in file 231709FY. You were charged with delivery or manufacturing methamphetamine, possession of meth on school or library property, 2 counts, receiving, concealing stolen firearms, 3 counts, possession of a firearm by a felon, 2 counts, felony firearm, and maintaining a drug house. The bond was set in the amount of $35,000. It was posted by a bonding company. You were given a bond with pretrial services and you promptly failed to appear. I sent a notice of bond forfeiture to your bonding company, hoping they would actually do something to try to locate you. You never made contact with the pretrial services person, and we just sort of lost track of you. I saw when I got in this morning that you've been arrested over the weekend on November 22nd on some new charges. We need to get this case back on track. Also here with us on the screen is the public defender, Matea Paycheck. She works in that office. Your original attorney is Mr. John Bush. I'm going to get this case back on track. I'm gonna set a pre-exam conference. For December 12th at 8:30. And a preliminary examination if needed for 12/19/23 at 1 o'clock. Bond here is $100,000 cash or surety. I think the bailiff said it, or the magistrate said it at $100,000 on your new charges. The magistrate will be seeing you this afternoon on the other charge. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this. You also have a landlord tenant case that was set for court. It's set for this afternoon. And I didn't think you were going to be there until I saw that you'd gotten arrested. So I will Zoom you back in this afternoon for your landlord tenant case. I'm not sure exactly what time it is. I think it's 1:30 or thereabouts. Are you still at the South Park Street address?
Yes, I remember that.
All right, that's the one they're trying to evict you from.
What happened here with this first case is we had a preliminary hearing, and I thought that was the first case, the first court date. And what happened on the 19th?
All right, well, don't say any more about it. I don't want you to compromise yourself, but that was September. I don't know where you went. Your lawyer didn't hear from you. The bonding assistant, the pretrial services person never heard from you, and I tried to light a fire under your bonding company. Did you ever hear from the bonding company?
Yeah, I got a letter from them this week.
Okay. A letter saying what? You failed to appear?
Yeah, I did call the pretrial people a dozen times. There was voicemails left each time. There was phone records of it. Nobody ever answered their phone. Nobody ever called back.
All right, well, we'll explore that further. You're here now, so we got the case back on track. I'll see you this afternoon on the landlord tenant case, and I'll see you on this case on December 12th. You had an attorney, Mr. Bush. I don't know why you didn't call him, but all right, well, we'll discuss that further.
He said there was nothing he could do for me.
Yeah, there was a bench warrant out for your arrest, so you just waited around to get rearrested. All right, I'll see you this afternoon. You're good to go.
Yeah, well, I'm really not good to go. But yeah, it's all misunderstanding. I didn't know anything about the first court date.
All right, well, don't say any more about it. I don't want you to compromise your rights, but you're free to go, and I'll see you this afternoon. I'll let Mr. Bush know you're in custody. The magistrate's going to arraign you on the new methamphetamine charges from 11/22 and probably appoint maybe a different lawyer. You might end up with two lawyers.
I've got a lawyer already. I hired one.
All right, Mr. Lemunion, you're good to go.
I hired a new lawyer, so Mr. Bush released.
All right, well, we can discuss that on the record when he's here. All right, you're good to go.
Yeah.
I was trying not to put my face up there. I know you guys want to see my beautiful face. I'm so humble, right? I don't like it when the defendant's in the bottom left corner or someone who's talking is in the bottom left corner because I gotta take my icon away, and I feel like that helps me with the YouTubes when I have my icon up there. But I don't want to cover the people that are talking. All right, last one, landlord tenant with the same guy. It doesn't get any better for him. He's not in a good position. All right, yeah, I don't have anything else to say. This is about a 10-minute clip. Yeah, I'll do one more pause. But let's see, Leanne, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you so much. That was very generous of you, and I appreciate it. If anybody else wants to donate, link trees in the description. I'll give you a shout out. I promise. I'll give you a shout out. Link trees in the description. I'm sure one of my mods will drop it into the chat. If you haven't done it already, like and subscribe. Jump kick backflips. All right, let's go.
I'm not familiar with this run. All right, good afternoon. Mr. Lamonian, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Miss Pretty, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is Judge Middleton. I'm at the courthouse in Centerville, and you are both here on a landlord-tenant case. Mr. Lamonian, yours is a land contract forfeiture.
Yeah.
All right, wait a minute, not a forfeiture, not land contract. Sheriff's sale. And Miss Pretty, yours is a termination of tenancy. Your landlord, Miss Houghton, wants you to move. So each of you is a defendant in a landlord-tenant case, and you have the following rights. You have the right to hire an attorney in this matter. If you cannot pay for one, the court must give you information about legal aid assistance, which we already did. But Southwestern Michigan Legal Aid is available if you are eligible or if they can handle your case, or you may be eligible for some other assistance. But frankly, there is not enough legal services for landlord tenants, for the tenants. You have the right to have the case heard in the county where the property is, and that's what we're doing here. You have the right to demand a jury trial. If you want a jury trial, you must tell the court at your first appearance or make the demand in writing within 5 days of today. You can use Form MC-22 jury demand and file it with the court. You must pay a $50 fee when you make the jury demand or within 5 days, of me explaining the right to you. And the judge gives you a jury waiver fee, a fee waiver. You may not have to pay for the cost of the jury based on income. If your landlord has asked you to be evicted from a residential property because you haven't paid rent, we would be taking a different course of action. These are both a different kind of case. You may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord by going through mediation. So far, that hasn't happened. But if both parties agree, the court can set up a mediation with a Citizens Mediation Services, Inc., our local mediation agency. If you do reach an agreement with the landlord, that means the case gets dismissed. You could be eligible for the filing of a conditional dismissal. If that is done, the court must provide you with a form for this or tell you where to find it online.
Were you talking about me, Mimi? I didn't forget about you. I thanked you earlier. I hope you're not forgetting about me. Or I hope you're not talking about me forgetting about. Okay. I did thank you earlier, Mimi. But thanks again. I appreciate it. I think to date you're my biggest supporter. Well, you and Phil are battling. You guys are neck and neck, and then someone else is coming up and trying to take the top spot. So donation war, let's go. That sounded so bad. All right, let's finish this. You know what? I'm just gonna let it play out. This will be my last pause. I have it redirected to KCC because I just looked. No one else is live, so we're going to KCC after this. feel free to join us in KCC. We'll all stop by and say hi. If you haven't done already, like and subscribe. I think that's it. I don't know what else to say. This guy's just out there, and we all love Judge Middleton. So there's nothing to say about this. Till next time. Bye.
Let's first talk with Century Bank and Trust versus Thomas Lemunion. Attorney Aaron Jansen of Coldwater is here. I don't know if we've met before. Have you been to court here before?
I've only had the privilege of being in front of you a handful of times, Judge. Not often.
I apologize then. I haven't seen Mr. Lillis in a long time. I used to see him quite a bit. Anyway, welcome back then. Mr. Lemunion is in custody in the St. Joseph County Jail. This is a sheriff's sale, forfeiture action. There is no lease. The sale was March 16th of 23, and more than 6 months have passed since that time. The service was by alternate service or substituted service on a tenant, Jared Tyler. Mr. Lemunion has been AWOL for a while. We haven't been able to find him, and he got picked up over the weekend on this and some other matters. Mr. Lemunion, are you still even in the house?
Yeah, I am. Most of my stuff's still there. It was broken into over the weekend. And
who is Jared Tyler?
There is no Jared Tyler. I'm not Jared Tuttle.
Well, maybe I can't read the handwriting, which I shouldn't impugn anybody else's handwriting. Well, who is in there?
Jared Tuttle was in there.
Well, who is he?
His friend. He was staying there with us.
Is he still there?
As far as I know, I haven't talked to him since I've been here.
All right. Well, the law requires that I continue this matter at least 7 days. Ms. Jensen, Mr. Lemunion is in custody on some serious charges from earlier this year and some brand new ones. He has two $100,000 bonds, so it's unlikely he's going to bond out. Mr. Lemunion, if the bank gets what they ask for, when we next meet December 4th, you would have 10 days to get your stuff out of there.
Right.
Do you have the ability to do that?
We hope they make a deal with him. We can keep the house and not give it back to him. But I mean, if they're not going to willing to deal.
Well, that ship has sailed. It was a sheriff's sale back in March. And
all they did was just bought it at the sheriff's sale. So it's the bank's still anyway. They were the purchaser. They still have the opportunity to be able to rewrite the loan because they never gave me the opportunity to rewrite the loan to begin with.
Well, they could. You're not in much of a position.
No, you're right, I'm not.
Felony firearm charges and habitual offender status on 2 separate cases. So you're presumed to be innocent, but you've got 2 substantial bonds.
I wish we were in person. We could talk about
this. Say that again, please.
Sir, I wish we were in person and we could talk about this. But
well, I can't talk to you ex parte, but I know you believe that everything was a big misunderstanding. I think the prosecutor has a different view of that.
It was. And I know you were upset that I wasn't there, but man, everything got to be a snowball after that. It was not. It was my fault I didn't make it, but it wasn't. I didn't know I had it. By the time I did know I had it, it was over with, and you had to give me fair use of period. You revoked it. And it was his first appearance.
Well, we'll sort it out. But anyway, I'm going to continue this to 2:10 p.m. next Monday, December 4th. Does that work for you, Ms. Jensen?
I do have another court hearing over here, but I should be able to make it work.
What time is your what time's your hearing there?
It's at 2, but there's already court orders, so I should be done very quickly.
Which court is it in?
It's actually with the front of the court. It's a conciliation conference.
How about if we back it up to like 2:40? Does that work for you?
Yes. Yep, that would be perfect. I for sure should be done by then.
All right. Mr. Jensen, excuse me, Mr. Tuttle is also subject to this. If the bank gets what they ask for and you're forced to move, it will also include all tenants. But right now, you're not in much of a position to even deal with anything. And it's unlikely the bank is going to renegotiate this contract.
Yeah, it's unlikely.
All right, well, we'll address it further next Monday, December 4th at 2:40. Do you have any further questions?
No, who we contacted the bank?
Who's the contact at the bank?
Stephanie Nichols is the one that you would need to talk to.
Oh, that's the one that talked to me while I was laying in the hospital in a coma. Or not quite in a coma anymore, but after I got hit by a deer a year and a half ago. And she come in and said something, I don't even remember now what all she was talking about, but I remember it ended when she was going to go in with foreclosure. And I was in and out of consciousness for 6 weeks.
Well, this didn't just happen all at once. I suspect the payment hasn't been made for more than a year. And then the sale was last March and you had 180 days to redeem it. I'm not even sure that you're actually there, but I don't.
I filed bankruptcy last January and because I didn't have a bank account, everything got screwed up there. And they had to figure bankruptcy out. And I never got contacted by the bank anymore.
Well, it seems to be a pattern. None of this is your fault. Everything's a big mistake.
This is my fault.
It's all just a big misunderstanding. But anyway, this is a dire straits. If they get what they ask for, you got 10 days from next week to vacate.
But it's my fault. But I got hit by a deer doing 70, and I had 2 strokes in the last year, and this is all in the last 14 months.
All right. Well, sorry to hear that.
I know I said I wasn't going to pause it again. He got hit by a deer going 70. Was the deer going 70 or was he going 70? His entire story doesn't make sense. I have a feeling he's going through some withdrawal symptoms right now, but I forgot how wild the end of this guy's story was. But since I did pause it again, thank you so much, Sly, for the donation. I very much appreciate it. I hope you're still here. I'll still give you a shout out at the beginning of my next video. All right, we're going to KCC. Let's bombard her channel with almost 300 of us. Let's make her night. Let's make her smile. If all of us go over there, it'll put a giant smile on her face. You don't even have to hang out for more than a couple minutes. Just jump. Let's all jump over there and say hi and make her night. All right. Now I'm out. Till next time. Bye.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you next.
My head's been a little scrambled. I spent some time in a coma. I spent time in ICU for 6 weeks. I've been pretty messed up, man.
All right. Well, you got some quiet time for a while till I see you on the 12th, but I'll see you on this one next Monday.
Okay, man.
At 2:10.
2:40.
2:40, excuse me. Yeah, he'll be here when I bring him, but 2:40 is the time to work.